video.
Welcome back, developers, to loops in C programming, and today we're going to cover the do-while loop. So we want to look at the syntax of a do-while loop. Let's look at this flowchart first. So this is how the do-while loop works in C. First, as you can see, we've start, then the body of the loop is executed at least once. So as you can see from this flowchart, the body of the loop is executed at least once. After that, we check our condition. This is where we have our if-else statement. So we check if condition is true, then it runs again the body of the loop. If the condition is false, then the loop terminates. So let's look at the syntax by doing a simple program in C. What we are going to do is, let's create a file. Let's call it first.c, like this. So let's import our header files as well, which include standard input output.h, this one. Then let's write our int main. When the compiler is compiling this program, it always starts with their main function. So let's declare a variable I of data type int, and let me initialize it to 0, like this. So we've done 3 things. We've declared a variable I and initialized with a value of 0, like this. So this is the syntax of a do-while loop. So this is the do part, so like this. So here you write the body. This is the body of the loop. Let me write this on the next line. So this will be the body of the loop inside this do. So what do we want to do here? Let's say I want to print f. I want to print 1 to 10. So print f %d, our specifier, then our variable name. Then let me add this line. And also I want to print it on a new line, like this. After that, we write our condition here. So let's write our condition. While I is less than or equals to, let's say 8. While I is less than or equals to 8. So let's run this code and then I'll explain what's happening. So we have 0, 0. Why do we have 0, 0? Because we did not increment or decrement our inside this do. So let's say I, this time let's try I minus minus, and let's see what we are going to have. You see it will not stop, it's still running. So let me kill that terminal and write I plus plus. Let's increment this one, and let's see what we are going to get. We are going to get 0 to 8. So let me explain what was happening. So this is what is happening. So it runs at least once. After that, it checks the condition. So first first our I is 0, then it prints that 0 here, then it increments I. So I will be 1. So is I less than or equals to 8? No. So this condition is still false. It's true. So is I less than or equals to 8? So it's true. Then it runs, it repeats this body of the loop again. Then it checks I. Let's say I is now 5. Is I less than or equals to 8? No. Then it prints again. It prints 6, then it prints 7. It finally prints 8. When now I is less than or equals to 8, then it comes out of the body of the loop. So I hope you are following. So we want to do a simple program. Write a C program to input number from user and find sum of all even numbers between 1 to n. How to find sum of even numbers in a given range using while loop. It's not while, it's do. Using do while loop in C programming. So let's do that. So we want to find the sum of all even numbers in C. just going to be a very simple program so that we understand well the do while loop. So let me create another, let me say sum of even numbers .c. Let's import our header files, which include standard input output .h. Then let's write our main function like this. And what do you want to do? You want to write a program that prints the sum of all even numbers using the do while loop. So we're going to declare a variable, our counter, our loop counter variable, which will be I, int I. Let me also initialize it here. Then let's have int sum equals to 0 because we want to find the sum. Let's also have int limit. This will be the limit of our counter. I'm not initializing this one. So we want to prompt the user to enter the limit. So let me just say enter the limit here. Then let me use tab spaces like this. Then let's scanf that limit. Remember, printf and scanf, they are coming from this header file. It's important to remember. So percent here will specify it's an integer. Then with the variable address, then end limit like this. After that, what are we going to do? We're now going to write our do while loop here. So let's put our code right here. What do we want to do? We want to check if I modulus 2 is equals to 0, then what do we want to do in the if block? We want to say sum plus I. We want to say sum. We want to say sum plus equals to I like this. So this is the same as saying sum is equals to sum plus I like this. So these things are the same. So I hope you are following. Let me comment out that line. Then next, what are we going to do? Still inside the do while, we want to increment I plus plus like this. What about the condition? Let's have our condition. So while I is less than or equals to limit like this. Then we come out of the loop. Then we want to print the sum. Printf the sum of all even numbers is specify then sum here. Let's just terminate this line and also return a 0 from our main function. Let's return 0 and let's run this code and see if everything is working. The term C8 is not recognized. Okay, let me see what's happening. I think we have some error. If this one I percent is equals to then sum plus I plus plus while printf returns 0 sum. Let's see what's the problem. Why is it telling us that Let me run this again. Enter limit. So our limit, let's just say 8. The sum of all even numbers is 20. Let's run it again and enter the limit. Let's say this time we enter 10. The sum is 30. Let's run it again and let's enter 100. So the sum is 2550. So this program is working perfectly. So these are the basic programs to understand the do while loop. So let me explain what has happened here. I've declared 3 variables. First one is our loop counter, which is I, and we initialized with 0. It is of data type integer, and also we have declared the variable sum of data type int and initialize it with a 0. Again, we declared our loop counter limit, which is of data type integer, and then here this section we are prompting the user to enter the limit for the even numbers. Then we have inside this the board of our loop. This one is the board of our loop, and we are incrementing the value of I here, and then here we are checking the condition. After that we print the sum. So in the first, you will remember the do while loop, it first run at least once. So here sum is going to be what it first without the condition. So it's going to check I divided per percentage is equals to 0. So it prints out the sum. Then it checks the condition. Right. So I hope you are following. So this was it for this section. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Peace.